this started out being like a type journal type thing, because I keep track of just like a lot of my road trips. But this one actually is turning out to be a testimony. So, hi, I'm Jody, if you guys don't know me. I'm CrossRoads resident headbanger. And so this is like testimony 13. I've done quite a few of them, but I thought this one was like kind of important and wanted to share it with everybody. And I'm not wearing a hat today so everybody can see me. All right, so, and like I said, this story just had to turn into a testimony. All right. On July 19th, I took a bus trip to Oklahoma City for a festival called Cat Fest. There were 3 other bands, Stapgat, Reunion, and Theory of a Dead Man. And headlining was, of course, Shinedown, my favorite band. And I was surprised when my Shinedown sisters presented me my ticket. It was VIP. And you really see people's true colors when you're VIP and running for the rail. It's not fun. Very rude, obnoxious, hostile people, that especially that day. But I think the extreme heat helped that. It was 112 degrees there. The heat nearly took me out, but I made it. And going back, I go to the bus station, had to wait outside. All the shady areas were taken. So I sat down on a bench in the direct sun. Bus was to arrive at 2:10 p.m., or so I thought. A big guy, about 6'5" to 6'6", walked over to me. The guy had gang sign tattoos all over his face, and he was tatted up. Asked how I was doing. I looked up at him, said, "I'm okay." Then he said, "You're moving." I said, "What?" "Look, I was sitting over there," pointed to a shady spot. "I'm going to sit where you are. You're taking my spot." I didn't argue. I said, "Thank you," and moved. Long story short, time was off on the bus. I had missed it. It came at 12:10 that afternoon, earlier. So, and not another bus for my destination that day. I panicked. I had enough money for a hotel, if need be, but I had to go to work the next day. So I called for help. 2 of my Shinedown sisters were 1 hour out, said they were coming to get me in about 30 minutes or so. Then the guy who moved me asked if I wanted something to drink. I said water would be great. He came back with it, goes to sit down. I say, "Thank you, sir." Oops. I never saw anyone jump off a bench as fast as he did. And he goes, "What did you call me?" I said, "Sir, why? Is something wrong?" He looked at me and he said, "No one has ever called me that except my mama and my granny." I thought he was going to cry. Then he sat back down. My ride was 20 minutes out. I walked over, thanked him again, and gave him a hug. Found out the girls got me a plane ticket home, got to Denver, found out about the storm in Salina, and if my much smaller plane had taken off 2 hours earlier, we would have been in the air getting hit by both of them. We were told to expect turbulence, but the storm had moved east, smooth ride in. When we got ready to land in Salina, though, the airstrip and terminal had no lights whatsoever. So we stayed in our seatbelts, and the lady beside me asked if I believed in God. I said, yes, I do. And she said, great, because we might be meeting him tonight. But the lights and the flight crew came into view, waving what looked like lightsabers, and we landed just fine. God is so good. This trip was definitely an interesting one. I did see some heartbreaking sights, though, while I was in Oklahoma City. Homeless people, lots of them, tons on sidewalks, people that looked like walking skeletons, people who had no shoes, talking to themselves, and no one paying them any mind. I lost my spot. Okay. And all I could do was pray that their circumstances change for the better. To close, God always uses me, music and trips, to talk to people, share Jesus with them in a non-threatening way. I wonder what Memphis has in store for me in September. And this is Shinedown related, of course. And, yep, I will be flying again. Thank you.